Two Canadian banks warned customers Monday that they have been the targets of a recent hack attempt, and in one case the personal information of as many as 40,000 customers may have been stolen. CIBC-owned Simply Financial was the first to warn on Monday morning that fraudsters had accessed the personal and account information of more than 40,000 of the bank's customers. The bank said it received a tip over the weekend that fraudsters had obtained the data, and after a preliminary investigation decided to go public on Monday. "We're taking this claim seriously and have taken action to further enhance our monitoring and security procedures," the bank's senior vice president Michael Martin said in a statement. Then later Monday morning, Bank of Montreal revealed that it, too, had received a tip that hackers had stolen data on the bank's customer base. For the rest of the story, click the link in the description to cbc.ca. Google is rolling out support for 5 additional languages in Google Lens. The company initially launched Lens in the fall of 2017 when it enabled the feature via Google Photos on Pixel phones. Since then, Lens has made its way into all versions of the Photos and Assistant apps. Throughout all of this though, the company has not added support for any other languages besides English, until now. Lens is confirmed by Android Police to be working with French, Spanish, German, Italian, and Portuguese. To read the rest of the story, click the link in the description to mobilesyrup.com. Hootsuite's Ryan Holmes on the high-demand tech job no one talks about. Mention tech jobs and thoughts typically turn to developers, the programmers and engineers who translate great ideas into working technology and keep the platforms we all use humming along. But the reality is that it's impossible to scale and sustain most software platforms today without a highly capable, highly trained sales team. Indeed, at many of the most successful cloud software companies, the sales squads are just as big as the technical teams. I'll repeat this for clarity: the current innovation boom hasn't just created an outsized demand for IT pros, it's created an equal if not greater demand for salespeople. For Canadian-based companies like my own, this translates into tremendous challenges and tremendous potential. For all of the strengths that Canada's burgeoning tech scene has, from great universities to growing investment and thriving regional hubs, senior sales talent is not one of them. According to a 2016 survey by Wilfrid Laurier University's Lazaridis Institute, 7 out of 10 high-growth tech companies here struggle to obtain executive-level sales and marketing talent. A 2018 Randstad report shows that sales rep is the second most in-demand job in Canada, with extreme demand for B2B reps. Nor is this just a Canadian problem. Worldwide, sales talent from entry-level to senior executive ranks among the top 3 hardest skills to find, according to Manpower's latest talent shortage survey. For more information, click the link in the description and read the read of the story on Boutic's website. U.S. President Donald Trump can do many things on Twitter. He can call a former FBI director slippery and a former president cheatin'. He can spontaneously switch to all caps and claim media organizations are fake news. But now there's one thing a federal judge says Trump can't do: block users because of dissenting political opinions. U.S. District Judge Naomi Rice Buchwald in New York ruled last Wednesday that Trump violates the First Amendment when he blocks critics on Twitter. The decision is the most prominent among a string of similar cases against public officials and could mark a turning point for constituents who interact with government employees on social media. The First Amendment is designed to encourage the greatest amount of freedom in communicating with public officials of all kinds, and that's why this is such an important decision, because it sends a message to all politicians, said Chris Finnon, executive director of the National Coalition Against Censorship. Carrie Kupek, a spokeswoman for the Department of Justice, said in an email after the ruling, "We respectfully disagree with the court's decision and are considering our next steps." Though the ruling stopped short of ordering Trump to unblock users, it made clear that people have a right to reply directly to politicians' accounts when they are being used as public forums to conduct official business. But though the courts may be striking up a conversation about what an official's online presence means for free speech, tech companies are unlikely to take sides. To learn more, read the rest of the story at ctvnews.ca. The FBI warned that foreign cybercriminals had compromised hundreds of thousands of home and small office router devices around the world that direct traffic on the Internet by forwarding data packets between computer networks. In a public service announcement Friday, the FBI said it has discovered that the foreign cybercriminals used filter malware that can collect people's information, exploit their devices, and also block network traffic. The announcement did not provide any details about where the criminals might be based, or what their motivations could be. The size and scope of the infrastructure by VPN filter malware is significant, the FBI said, adding that it is capable of rendering people's routers inoperable. It said the malware is hard to detect, due to encryption and other tactics. The FBI urged people to reboot their devices to temporarily disrupt the malware and help identify infected devices. People should also consider disabling remote management settings, changing passwords to replace them with more secure ones, and upgrading to the latest firmware. This story was published at cbc.ca. For more information and other tech news stories, click the link in the description.
Let it go, make my body go. Take our bodies higher and higher.